Okay guys, it's that time of the week again when we have to look at price from the higher time frame. So currently on BTC USD, I'm on the weekly time frame, and on the weekly time frame we can see that we have this last break of structure to the downside, this making our weekly bias to be bearish for the week because of this break of structure. And we know from how we trade that whenever we have a break of structure in the market, that sellers are what's induced. Since we have this break of structure to the downside, sellers are induced. Therefore, the next thing I want to do is to go to my daily time frame. Okay, so on the daily time frame, I can see that we also have another break of structure to the downside here, of which the market have failed to take out this high. Once the market take out this high, we now know that on the daily time frame that we are bullish overall, that this market is now bullish. But at the moment, we can regard this as a retracement to take internal liquidity get in the market. So let's leave this chart like this for now. Then let's look at the upside. So if this market break out from this zone, where is this market coming to? We can see that we have swept liquidity from the left hand side here. Therefore, this high is protected. If the high is protected, I can see that I have a QM zone here. I can see I have a zone here which I'm interested in. So if price comes into this zone, I want to trade from this zone. Okay, this is what I can see on my daily time frame. Now if I zoom in on this side of the chart where I want this place to turn bullish, where I want price to come above this line, so that we know that we are now bullish overall. If I come to this place, I can see that on BTC USD, I can see that the market is squeezed up here, but we have trend line liquidity built up around this zone. We have trend line liquidity around that zone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my forward time frame, which is going to be the last time frame for our swing trade. So on the forward time frame, I can see that we had a sweep here, and a break to the upside. So on the forward time frame, we are bullish. Since I know that on the forward time frame that we are bullish, what I now want to do is I now want to look at this price action here to know when I will get an entry. Look at the price action I'm looking at here. So with this price action, I can see that this was the last high that was created. Where is the low? If that was the last high, where is the low? This is the low. And so this was the last high that was created here, and this is the low here. So you can see that price has swept that low. Then if this was the last high that was created here, that means I should have entry around that zone. Therefore, I can regard all these places as a trap in the market, which price will take out when price starts going up. But there's another thing I can see here. I can see that inside of this trap, let me see. Yeah, inside of that trap, the market swept something and broke structure. Okay, no, sweep something here to the upside. This sweep. If that is the case, and after that sweep, we have this break of structure to the downside here. Therefore, I can look for sales from this area here, so that we can take out this trend line liquidity below. So currently, what I can see here now is that if you notice, price is reacting based from this zone. This is where price is reacting from. Therefore, if I go to my line chart and zoom in from this place, I can see that that place is an important zone in the market. So that was why I am looking at buys from this zone. So this is going to be like a counter trade. But my main trade is to sell from here. If that is the case, where is my POI? So I can go to one time frame below, which is the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, I can refine my POI to be this zone. back to. So as you can see, we're already tapped in the trade, and we're targeting at least this high here. It's about 1:5 on Bitcoin. So this is what we are looking at currently. Then let me rush to XAUUSD, which is good. So on gold, let me start from the daily time frame. So we know that we are bullish here on gold. Why? This break of structure to the upside. And if that is the case, that means what? These buyers are now what? They are induced. If these buyers are induced, that means we want to look for an area where these buyers are trapped below so that we can take our trade from there. So then another thing I can see is that we have swept this high. We're taking out old highs here. Which is also a confluence. Get. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to go to my 4-hour time frame. On my 4-hour time frame, what can I see here? Okay, you can see we had this sweep. You can see that the market has swept something here. Why is that place a sweep? If I zoom in, you can see that the market took out that low. You can see the market took out that low. And we have this break of structure to the upside. Therefore, at this point now, the 4-hour time frame, what I was looking for is for the market to become bearish here. And as you can see, the market is bearish here, turns bearish here. And if the market is bearish here, where is my point of interest? If I switch to the line chart, I can see that this zone here is respecting price. This zone, this is the zone I was looking at. Okay. But then, if you look at this zone here now, this one here, you can see that this one is the main one. Why? If I go to the daily time frame, can you see how that zone is there? So this was the one I chose on the 4-hour time frame. Now, another thing I can see here now is that price is reacting from this zone, and since we have this zone below here where we want to buy from, that is why I have taken this trade from here, taking short trade here, targeting this low, at least up to this point here. Above this place. Okay, so if you want further confirmation, you can as well go to the 1-hour time frame. And on the 1-hour time frame, if I switch, you can see that this is the zone we're looking at here. Why? After that zone, we had this break of structure to the downside. So currently we're on this trade now, and our target is below this zone. So you can also target here, but the real target is supposed to be this zone down here, this one. That's where the real target is. Then lastly, we are going to look at GBPUSD. So GBPUSD on the daily time frame. Okay, let's start from the weekly time frame since we are doing weekly analysis. On the weekly time frame, we can see that we have a break of structure to the upside here. That means buyers are out, buyers are induced. If buyers are induced, that means they have left liquidity or trapped below. Right? So this is what I can see on the weekly time frame. The next thing, if I go to my daily time frame now, looking at price from this range to this point here, I can see that price needs to come and take out this zone, needs to come to this zone. So that's going to be my entry zone. So I know that everything here now are liquidity. This is going to be my structural liquidity in the market. So we are looking at sometime in price that this price will come down, take out this low, take out this low, then tap into this one, then we can buy from there. But we're just going to wait until price comes to that zone. No, let's look if we can take sales. So for the sales, we can see that price is around that zone and price have not gotten to this zone. So for me, this is where I want to sell from. But I need further confirmation before I can sell from there. Now if I go to my 4-hour time frame now, I can see that reduce this. I can see that price have taken out gold highs here. If I'm correct, yeah, price have taken out gold highs. So there's high tendency that this price might not come up here, or it might still come up. So for me, basically, I'm going to wait for price to come up here. Let me refine it to up to this point for me to take any sales on GBPUSD. I'm not going to rush this because price can continue up to this point, take out this high, then start coming down below. So I'm not going to look at the market from this side for now. Now another thing I can look at, I can see here is that you can see that we have a sweep here on the 4-hour time frame. Very important, this sweep and what break of structure to the upside. Therefore, buyers are induced. If buyers are induced, where is the liquidity? So on the 4-hour time frame, I can't see anything clearly. So if I go down to the 1-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, I think I can see where I want to enter this market from, which is this zone here. Okay, right, that is where I want to enter price to buy. That is, if this market sells from this point to this point without taking out the liquidity from the 4-hour time frame, without taking out this 4-hour time frame liquidity, then I'm going to buy from here to this point. Then if market take out this liquidity, once market take out this liquidity, all these zones are not going to be valid again. So I will not be interested in all these internal zones yet. So see you guys during the week where we are going to review the charts to see which of these price action have been playing out where and which of them we didn't get right, so that we know how to adjust our analysis. Thank you.